Well, I guess I'll start. Welcome to Movie Community College. I'm Tish and he's Jeremy, also known as the Warrior Queen and the Professor. For those of you who are new to our channel, those of you who know us also know Jeremy as the co-protector and I am India's auntie. Well, it's true.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
That was somewhat muted. It wasn't exactly in my ear, so that's good.
I've been getting a lot of complaints that our Indian friends are wearing earbuds, and when I scream, it hurts their ears. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't know if I can stop, though.
I don't think you can stop yourself. I've tried stopping you with that for a long time. It's not working. So,
what I wanted to do on this thing, on this video, I did a trailer reaction to Love Per Square Foot. You actually watched it.
I did.
I didn't think you would want to see it, so I just did the trailer reaction. I just went about my business. But you watched it.
Yes. See, you didn't think I would want to watch it because you thought that there was going to be...
It'd be too sexual for you.
Right. And you thought there would be adultery, and there was actually no adultery.
I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
I am drinking iced coffee. Yummy. So, anyhow, so Love Per Square Foot, it's a Netflix original.
Cafe. That's my Telugu.
It's a Netflix original, and it's an Indian film. And so I was surfing around Netflix the other night, and you and I, you're out of the camera. Are you aware?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm looking for my Telugu notes.
This
please,
is terrible.
Yes.
So you and I have a very long list of movies that we need to watch.
Yep.
So when the two of us aren't together...
Cafe.
I do not watch any of the films that are on the list because you and I need to watch those together.
The camera's getting
You know that, right?
Yes,
right? So, so I was looking for something that I could watch. And I thought, you know what? I'll watch a Big B film that I knew you wouldn't really care because it wasn't on our list. It's called Boom. It was terrible.
Did I have that song in there? Here it comes.
No. I only got 20 minutes into it, and I had to turn it off.
Really?
And it wasn't because Big B was bad. At this point in the film, Big B was barely in it. But Katrina Kaif was in it. And not very good acting there. And then,
that's my Telugu for
and
not
then
good.
Padma Lakshmi. Terrible.
Is that the woman from...
She was in that one episode of Enterprise.
Star Trek where Riker was
Enterprise.
getting on?
No, it was Enterprise.
Who was getting on with her? Wanted to.
Tucker.
Tucker? Taka?
Yes.
Was Stein there? Taka? Hey, Taka!
It was, the 20 minutes that I saw was so terrible. The three models in the film, who were the main actresses, they were terrible actresses. And I thought, 20 minutes into this is not getting any better. So I turned it off. Okay, you need to stop. If you want to finish this video, you have to stop.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
So it was terrible. I turned it off, and then I start looking around. And there were several other things that I thought, oh, that looks good. And then when I looked it up, adultery. And I thought, I have no interest in watching a movie that has adultery in it. So I looked up Love Per Square Foot, and it looked very cute. It sounded like an interesting story because
Did it remind you of how we met?
No. Sanjay, the main character, wants to buy a home, but he can't afford to buy it on his own. And Karina, who is engaged to be married...
Karina Kapoor?
No. She also wants to buy a home, but the man that she's engaged to, he lives with his family, and they have, a big spread, and he's like, we're just going to live with my parents. She's like, I don't want that. I want our own place. That's our home phone ringing in the background. We're just going to ignore that.
Just plow through it.
Yep, just going to ignore it. So, Jeremy, you're out of the video.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
That's not actually going to work. You're bringing the phone closer to us.
Hello?
Oh, my gosh.
Hello?
This is a terrible video.
It's a telemarketer. Sorry,
I'm so surprised by that. Anyhow, if you're still with us watching this video... So Sanjay and Karina both want to buy a home, and they both work at the same company. It's a bank. And so he's in IT, and she actually does like the loan approvals. So
that sounds like a good combination.
So Sanjay has this woman who is his boss, and he likes her. The problem is that she's been toying with him and leading him on for 3 years. They've never actually done anything. and she keeps promising that they will, but she's living in her boyfriend's home, and her boyfriend is over in England. And so Sanjay goes to a wedding one night for somebody that they work with, and he runs into Karina. Karina is dropped off there by her fiance. Karina is Catholic, and Sanjay is Hindu but not practicing. So his family is Hindu.
Catholic, not Christian.
Catholic, not Christian.
Yes,
exactly.
not like we are.
Exactly.
Something
we are
completely different.
Christians, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the depiction that you see in this film of Catholicism, that
That's
has
not
nothing
us.
to do
No, we are not
with
Catholic.
how we worship Jesus. So, so anyhow, her mom is Catholic. She's a widow. They live in this building that is, I mean, literally falling down over their heads. And the man who lives upstairs, he and his wife, they have sex every morning. And when they do, it brings dust down on hers and her mom's heads.
Was it funny?
It was very funny. It was because you
Were they
never
all loud
actually
and
see.
crazy?
No, you don't hear anything. You never see the neighbor. They just know that this is what's going on, and they're just like, "We got to get out of here." Mom wants to move to Canada to live with her brother.
With Russell Peters?
And mom is just waiting for her daughter to get married, but the daughter doesn't really love the man that she's engaged to. And so she goes to this co-worker's wedding, and she runs into Sanjay, and they're partners in the chicken dance. Now,
I heard the chicken dance scene is really good.
it was so good. Okay, you and I have been to several weddings, and at some of them, the chicken dance breaks out. It's never like this.
Really?
This was so good. It was totally choreographed, of course, because it's a movie. But something tells me that if you saw an Indian wedding chicken dance, that even though it wasn't choreographed ahead of time, everyone would be dancing spectacularly.
It's because they invented
Indians
the
can
Kama
dance.
Sutra.
I'm going to ignore that. So, so Karina and Sanjay are dance partners, and they're having fun dancing. But Rashi, his boss, the woman that he's, pining away after, she sees that he's dancing with Karina, and now she's jealous. And so she calls him, and anytime he's around Karina, she calls him. So Karina and Sanjay become friends, and they basically, they meet one day at work. He doesn't realize, oh, she's the one who approves the loans or denies the loans. And he's coming in to talk to whomever denied his loan, and he finds out it's her. And so he wants to know, why did you deny my loan? No. His boss doesn't deny the loans.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Karina is the one.
Gotcha.
Keep up, bowling.
Sorry.
So he's mad at Karina. She's like, listen, you just don't make enough money. And they've been seeing this ad in the paper, and it's for this, what we would call condos over here. It's like a high-rise condo complex. And this is in Mumbai. And they're 550 square feet. They have 2 bathrooms in them, though.
What?
For 500.
What?
Just for context, our condo is 1,200 square feet. We have 2 bathrooms here, but that's pretty, normal for a place of 1,200 square feet. Here in America, if a place is 550 square feet, it's similar to the apartment where our son lives, where you have 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So, so he's kind of trying to sell her on the idea that, you're supposed to be married to buy these things.
Let's fake it.
Let's fake it. And it takes her a little while, but then she's like, yeah, you know what? I think maybe we should fake it.
But do they fall in love?
They do fall in love. See, what happens is she realizes, I love him. I don't love my fiance. So she
He's in England anyways.
You are talking about the wrong woman again. Rashi, the skanky boss. She's the one who has a boyfriend who lives in London. Karina is a good girl.
Okay,
Karina's a good girl.
I'm with you.
Karina's a virgin. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
She's a good girl.
Nice.
So,
did she sing like a virgin, like Madonna? The virgin.
And actually, she's not even really technically engaged because the dude hasn't even asked her to marry him yet. Everybody just keeps assuming that they're going to get married. And so her and her mom go to his and his parents' house one night, and they're thinking this is going to be it. He's going to ask her to marry him. And what he says is, you know what? He's tired of basically living for money and living for chasing we would say chasing the dollar over here. So chasing the rupee. He doesn't want to chase the rupee anymore.
I ain't chasing those rupees, yo.
So he decides he wants to start an NGO.
Nice.
A non-governmental organization.
Nice.
And he's going to go away for a few months, And then after that, he'll come back and he'll marry Karina. Well, she's like, nope. So the parents are, kind of talking amongst themselves, and Karina gets up and leaves. She just leaves. And her mom chases after her, and her mom's like, what are you doing? And you have this chance to be with this guy, and he's a good guy. And she basically insults her mom and says, I don't want to be you. And mom is really hurt. And mom tells her, you don't want to be me? I worked to put you through school so that you can have what you have. You will never be me. And mom gives it to her in just a very nice way, though. And so Karina realizes she's in love with Sanjay. And she goes to visit him at his parents' house.
He was in that great movie where...
He was in Masan.
Yes.
And he was a really good actor, I thought. He was the only person in this that I recognized.
I saw him in Gangs of Wasseypur.
Yes, and we saw him in Raman Raghav 2.0. But I didn't recognize anybody else in this film. So probably because it's a Netflix original is my guess. So anyhow, he realizes he's got feelings for her too, and now he's trying to extricate himself from Rashi. So he had met this man on the train who he saved from getting pickpocketed, and he realizes that this man is a notary, and he can help them get all their documents in order so that they can go apply for this loan. The problem is that they need 400,000 rupees to put down. And Karina says, I don't have that. And he says, I do. I have to get it approved, basically. I can get this check from work. But he has to get his boss to sign off on it. Well, now the boss realizes something's up. And she's just playing every little game she can play to try to keep him from Karina. And she says, it'd be so nice if somebody threw me a surprise party for my birthday. And so him and a bunch of the coworkers throw this party, and then she gets him drunk and makes him believe that they had sex because this was the string that was tied to getting this check, except they didn't. And she knows they didn't. And so through the course of the rest of the movie, he's struggling with, I want to be honest with Karina because we're going to get married, and I want her to know what happened. And so he tells her that he had sex with this woman. He doesn't know that he didn't. And she's like, you know what? We never should have gotten this far anyway. We'll still just buy the place, and then after we move in and everything's finalized, we'll get divorced. But you know what? This is going to be my place because this was my dream, and you're going to have to buy me out if you want to leave. And but he really wants the place too. And so the rest of the film is basically kind of the inner workings of her Catholic mom and his Hindu parents. Those three parents were hilarious. They were so funny because they've got all these ideas of what the wedding is supposed to be. And the Catholic mom is like, I don't want to do the Hindu rituals. And the Hindu family is like, this Catholicism's kind of weird. And it is kind of weird. She eats meat. And then the Catholic mom is like, what do you mean they don't eat meat? And so there's this funny scene where they're kind of meeting each other's parents. And his mom has not put anything, or her mom rather, hasn't put anything together yet until she realizes, wait a second, your name is Karina D'Souza. What is his name? It's Sanjay. And then she realizes this is a Hindu boy. And so she's kind of grilling him, and he's so polite with her. And then she goes over to meet his parents, and the dad is like, oh, I don't know. And alternately, his mom and dad. Sometimes the mom is nice. Sometimes the dad is nice. And the Catholic mom gives them brownies. And she's like, they were made with no eggs, so it's okay. They're veg. It's okay. And they're like, brownies? What are these brownies? Now, in America, everybody knows what brownies are.
Did they like the brownies?
They did. And brownies are delicious.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
So if you have never had a chocolate brownie,
Stay
India,
on course, dude.
you need to have a chocolate brownie. That's okay. That's okay. That's all your fault. So he tells her the truth that he had sex with Rashi, but he doesn't know it's a lie. Rashi thinks that the boyfriend in London has somebody else. And so now she's jealous. And so she sends him all these pictures of what supposedly happened in her apartment that night. The boyfriend's apartment, actually, but nothing really happened. So unbeknownst to her, he's coming back to India to confront her, and now she's pretending that she's pregnant and trying to make Sanjay believe that they're having a baby. But she won't let him go in the doctor's office with her to hear what the doctor says. And the doctor tells her she's not pregnant, but she tells him she is pregnant. And then it all comes to a head in the office where the boyfriend comes to confront her. And she's like, but you've been talking to Vanessa. And he's like, my email got hacked. She's an old woman. She's in her 60s and she's sending these crazy emails to me. I'm not with anybody. And she's like, I'm not really pregnant. And now Sanjay's like, oh my gosh, we never really did anything. But Karina hears all this and she's had it. She's like, you know what? I'm done with this. So the rest of the film is the notary trying to get them back together. Both sets of parents being like, we don't know what's going on. And finally, they do come together because he comes to her at the end when he's moved everything into the condo and has it all set up the way that she wants it. And he has taped this message and he's got a little note on the remote and says, press play. And so she listens to his note and he tells her that he loves her. And then he kind of jokes around like, I asked you to marry me in a rickshaw and now I'm telling you I love you for the first time on TV. I know this isn't good. But she realizes that she loves him. And so when they get to talk before the wedding ceremony actually takes place, they had always talked about how everything's going to be a 50-50 proposition. And she said, no, it can't be a 50-50 proposition. It has to be 100% zero. You're going to 100% do what I want you to do because this is 100% my home. And it's a cute little joke between the two of them because he had actually signed the house over to her to show her that he really is in this for love and not for the house. So at the end, it kind of ends the way that it started. The way that it started was him on the roof of his parents' building, looking across the way at these condos and kind of envisioning what his life would be like. And now she and he are getting ready to go to work and he's closing the curtains and he sees another dude about his age across the way on top of the building looking, and he's like, oh wow, realizing that was him, you know, just like a year ago. It was really cute. I enjoyed it. Please don't hate on us, India. I know this is probably not a film that everybody else is going to enjoy. It probably is low budget, in your opinion, or not with stellar acting, but it was very cute, and some of the actors were super funny in how they portrayed things. Like I said, particularly the parents, the way that they were portrayed, it was so funny. So, and at the end, you know, everybody comes together, they all get along. It was a happy ending, and you know how I like happy endings. So, do you have anything to say? Okay. Are we giving it a final grade?
Sure, go ahead. Give it a final grade.
I'm going to give it a final grade of a B, only because there were some parts that went on just a little bit too long, and there wasn't nearly enough dancing in this film. There were some good songs, I will tell you that, some good songs, but not enough dancing. Once I saw the chicken dance, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be awesome, but there wasn't a lot of dancing. So,
will you hit stop?
Wow. Okay, bye, India.